This is Brandon Clay. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Brandon Clay Show. Today we're going to get into it 24/7 sports. First of all, our coverage has been extensive. Weekend review coming tomorrow, but Kelsey Ryan, 2026 guard out of the Charlotte area there in North Carolina, committed to Navy earlier in the week. She's locked up, 5'10", can play either wing position 2 or 3. Good size, can play on the ball a little bit too secondarily, but really like what she brings to the table. You'll see her play this upcoming spring and summer with the Southeast All-Stars group on the 3SSB circuit there with Adidas. Ryan's ability to space the floor, shoot it, high-end 3-star prospect there in the 24/7 sports database. Big-time basketball player. She can really get it done. Keep an eye on her. And I want to touch on Laney Smallwood out of Alabama, has committed to Mississippi State, took a visit there last weekend. Another kid, high-end 3-star prospect in the database. Had a chance to work with Smallwood at the Next Generation Camp up in Philadelphia. Like both of those, and a great way for us to get the show started. Talking about two kids that could go in at the levels that they're going and be able to compete, make an impact, get on the floor. And I think Ryan at Navy especially can help them continue to take the next steps forward to becoming a program that is postseason eligible year after year. Looking forward to this weekend on Saturday. We'll have a couple episodes between now and then, but get the opportunity from a football perspective to go visit Colorado. If you've watched the Coach Reed live show, I'm on there almost every Monday night. Usually starts at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Make sure you catch that. Carl Reed has done a great job building the base with that. We talk about Colorado often. It's hard not to talk about college football and mention Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., right? A million guys on that roster who have played their way. Jordan Seaton, the freshman on the offensive line, they've played their way into the national discussion. Get a chance to get out there Saturday night, get my feet on the field out there with Carl, probably film an episode of the show. Corey Phillips, big shout out to Corey Phillips, obviously on staff, in charge of player personnel out there in Colorado. He's a guy that Carl's been talking about for years, multiple stops before this one. And what a great job Corey does. Haven't had a chance to meet him in person, so looking forward to doing that. And last but not least, how can you not take in that atmosphere? Night game, Colorado 5-2 with a chance to become bowl eligible with a win. It doesn't get much better than that. I'll make sure to have a hoodie on and maybe a jacket too. It's going to be cold out there in Boulder, but the action's going to be hot, so looking forward to it. Tag teaming that with a trip out to Chris Hansen's Elitist Earned event. Get to spend the day at Riverdale Ridge High School before I slide over to Boulder on campus that night. Brianna Crittenden, one of the 15 best kids in America, will be there. It's actually her high school that we'll be at on Saturday. Look forward to getting on the floor with her. Got several of my Brandon Clay consulting clients that will be there. Jayla Stokes out of California. Addie Beck there from out of Colorado. Really excited to see the progress in both of their games. Been a minute since I've been on the floor with them. A lot of good players are making the trek out to Colorado to come be a part of the action. If you haven't signed up yet and you're in that Denver metro area or within driving distance, come on and hang out with us Saturday and Sunday. Camp will go both days. I will be there Saturday. So will our National Skills Director, Xavier Johnson, and then our Director of Digital Media Content, Antonio Lugardo. Those guys do a great job. So looking forward to seeing what they capture, what X does, and then I obviously will be there on the floor, training, sweating, working as well before we slide over and catch the game. Last but not least today, I want to talk about the University of Georgia and what they've done. They've got a 4-piece so far in the 2025 class. It's one of the best classes in the country, maybe the most complete piece for piece so far. And they've done it with 4 kids that easily could be ranked in the top 100 right now in 24/7 sports. We've gone to a 75. We will expand that to 100 probably in the spring, but maybe even during the winter in the season. Already putting some of the pieces to that together. Zen Craft, Aubrey Beckham, 2 kids that are already in. Craft from up there in the DMV area, and then Beckham from actually in-state in Georgia. 2 really big ads, and you combine that with Jocelyn Faison from in-state, who is going to be at Langston Hughes this year, and then Megan Yarnovich, who's also from the DMV area. Georgia has a little bit of everything in that class. They got guard play, whether it's Beckham, whether you want to talk about a Faison, who's super versatile, could be the steal of the class. You got Yarnovich, you got Kraft that are front court kids. Yarnovich can step out, shoot the basketball. Kraft's going to rebound it. Everybody brings a little bit of something different to the table, and they've got some good recruits in the class before in 24. When you look at the Davis twins out of Michigan, Katie Abe and her staff, East, Sales, T, they've just done a great job. It's been all hands on deck there in Athens to really rebuild that roster after the coaching change and the departure for Joni Taylor headed to A&M. They were able to bring some kids with them from Central Florida. And as those kids start to graduate, Savannah Henderson's still on the roster, looking for a big year for her. But, as the rest of those kids start to depart, now they're starting to bring in their own kids homegrown. And they've done a good job of recruiting the state of Georgia, but then touching DMV, touching Michigan. They really have done a good job of getting out in space, being seen, but not forgetting home at the same time. Always a delicate balance, and the Georgia staff so far has nailed it. Looking forward, I'll be back again tomorrow and probably on Friday as well. Plenty to cover before we get out to Colorado this weekend. As always, any gym and football field are home. This is Brandon Clay. Appreciate you tuning in.